Imagine discovering a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the top 3 ultra-rare Kennedy $half, Sacagawea $1, and Anthony $1 coins that have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. Stay tuned till the end, because you won't believe how much these coins are really worth. The 2000D Sacagawea $1 coin, a coin of historical significance. First, let's talk about the Sacagawea dollar itself. This coin was introduced in the year 2000 as part of an effort by the US Mint to replace the dollar bill with a more durable and cost-effective coin. The Sacagawea $1 was minted to honor Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who helped guide Lewis and Clark during their historic expedition across the American West. Sacagawea's portrait is featured on the coin's obverse, designed by artist Glenna Goodacre. The reverse of the coin depicts an eagle in flight, designed by Robert M. Bruner. Now, while the coin was originally produced in large numbers, it wasn't widely accepted in circulation, which has led to many of them being kept in pristine condition. The 2000D Sacagawea $1, minted in Denver, is particularly interesting because while it was released in millions, it's become rare due to certain striking errors, unique varieties, and a special twist of fate that makes it highly coveted among collectors. What makes the 2000D Sacagawea $1 coin so valuable? So, what makes the 2000D Sacagawea $1 coin stand out? It all comes down to its rarity and minting errors. Most of the 2000D Sacagawea coins were produced without significant issues, meaning they're generally worth around their face value or slightly more, a few dollars at most. But here's where it gets exciting: errors in minting have turned this coin into a goldmine for collectors. One of the most notable errors found in the 2000D Sacagawea coins is the Cheerios variety. This was an accidental error that occurred when the US Mint sent special sets of Sacagawea coins to Cheerios in 2000 to promote the coin. Some of these coins were struck with unusual characteristics, including slight die cracks and variations in color or design. These coins, dubbed the Cheerios Sacagawea $, are extremely rare and have been sold for thousands of dollars at auction, with some even reaching up to $20,000 or more for a single coin. Additionally, there are coins with double strikes or off-center strikes that further increase the value. These errors make the 2000D Sacagawea $1 even more desirable for collectors, pushing their prices from a few dollars to hundreds of dollars or even thousands depending on the error's severity and the coin's condition. How much is the 2000D Sacagawea $1 worth? Now, here's the fun part. How much is this coin worth? For a standard 2000D Sacagawea $1 in good condition, you might expect to get around $1 to $3. However, if you have one of those Cheerios varieties or a mint error coin, the value can skyrocket. A Cheerios Sacagawea $1 has been known to sell for anywhere between $1,000 to $20,000, and in some rare cases, even more. Even coins with minor errors like double strikes or off-center punches can fetch anywhere from $100 to $500 or higher depending on the quality and rarity of the error. A well-preserved Sacagawea coin with one of these errors could easily fetch a premium in the right market, and if you happen to find one in mint condition, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Sacagawea $1 market, a treasure hunt for collectors. The market for Sacagawea $1 has been heating up in recent years, and collectors are more eager than ever to get their hands on the rarest versions of these coins. If you're a coin hunter or just someone who has a few Sacagawea $1 in your collection, it's time to take a closer look, because you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. If you think you might have a rare 2000D Sacagawea $1, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional. A small coin that you once overlooked could turn into a fortune if it has a unique minting error or other rare features. When it comes to US coins, some stand out as rare, valuable, and sought after by collectors. The 1979 Anthony $1 coin is one such coin. At first glance, it might seem like just another ordinary piece of currency, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. From its rich history to its incredible rarity, the 1979 Anthony coin is one of those hidden gems that could be worth far more than its face value. So what makes the 1979 Anthony $1 coin so special, and why can it fetch prices ranging from hundreds to thousands of dollars, or even more? Let's dive into the history, the value, and the factors that could turn this simple coin into a goldmine for collectors. 1. The history behind the 1979 Anthony $1 coin. The Anthony $1 coin was part of a short-lived attempt by the US government to replace the paper $1 bill with a coin. Named after Susan B. Anthony, a famous women's rights activist, the coin was introduced in 1979 as a tribute to her contributions to women's suffrage and equality. The design featured Anthony's profile on the front, with the reverse showing an eagle in flight, similar to the designs used on earlier coins like the Eisenhower dollar. 2. What makes the 1979 Anthony $1 coin rare? There are several reasons why the 1979 Anthony coin can be worth far more than its face value. Most of these factors revolve around the rarity of the coin, its minting errors, and the condition of the coin. Let's break down the key elements that can contribute to the value of a 1979 Anthony $1 coin. A. The minting process. In 1979, the U.S. Mint produced Anthony dollars at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. While the majority of the coins from this year are not particularly rare, there are certain features that collectors look for. One of the most important things to consider is whether the coin is a proof, uncirculated, or a regular circulation coin. Proof coins are specially made for collectors and are generally struck with greater precision, making them highly valuable. If you have a proof 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, it could be worth several $100s depending on its condition. Uncirculated coins are those that have never been in circulation and retain their pristine quality. These coins are also highly sought after and could fetch $50 to $200 or more, especially if they are in excellent condition. B. The 1979 P wide rim and close rim variations. One of the most notable variations that makes the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar valuable is the difference between the wide rim and close rim versions. These terms refer to the spacing of the rim around the coin's design. While most 1979 Anthony coins have the close rim, a few rare examples were minted with a wide rim. The difference between the wide rim and close rim versions of the coin is subtle but important. A wide rim 1979 P Anthony dollar can be worth significantly more than a close rim variety. A well-preserved wide rim 1979 coin has been known to sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its quality and the demand among collectors. C. Minting errors. Like many other coins, the 1979 Anthony dollar was subject to minting errors. These errors can drastically increase the value of a coin, depending on the type and rarity of the mistake. Some of the most valuable error types for the 1979 Anthony dollar include off-center strikes. If the coin was struck off-center during the minting process, it can create a highly collectible coin. These off-center struck coins could fetch anywhere from $100 to $500, or even more if the error is particularly dramatic. Double strikes, a coin that was struck twice in the press, can be a major collectible. Double-struck 1979 Anthony dollars have been sold for thousands of dollars at auction, depending on the error's clarity and prominence. Clip planchette. Sometimes, a coin can be accidentally clipped during the minting process, creating a coin with a missing portion of its edge. This type of error can make a 1979 Anthony coin worth several hundred to thousands of dollars, depending on the extent of the clipping. D. Condition and grade. The condition of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony coin is critical in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. If you have a 1979 Anthony coin in mint condition or graded as MS65 or higher, you're looking at a much more valuable coin than one that has been worn down through circulation. A high-grade 1979 Anthony coin can sell for anywhere from $100 to $500, but if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition, it can easily reach the $1,000 plus range at auction. Coins with perfect grades and rare errors can even go for $5,000 or more. 3. The value of the 1979 Anthony $1 coin. So, how much can the 1979 Anthony coin be worth? The value depends on several factors, including its condition, whether it's a wide rim or close rim variety, if it has any minting errors, and its overall demand among collectors. A. Regular 1979 coins. For most regular, circulated 1979 Susan B. Anthony coins, the value is typically close to face value or slightly more if the coin is in excellent condition. However, these coins are generally not worth much beyond their $1 face value unless they possess special characteristics. B. Wide rim 1979 coins. The 1979 P wide rim variety is one of the rarest and most desirable among collectors. Depending on its condition, a wide rim coin could be worth anywhere from $500 to $2,000. A perfect specimen could potentially bring in much more at auction, especially if it's uncirculated or has special features. D. Error coins. Minting errors like off-center strikes or double-struck coins are highly valuable, often selling for hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on the error's significance. A highly dramatic error can push the value of the coin into the $5,000 to $10,000 range or more. The 2000p Kennedy half dollar, a coin with a rich history. The Kennedy half dollar, named after President John F. Kennedy, has been a beloved part of U.S. coinage since it was first minted in 1964, shortly after Kennedy's tragic assassination. Designed by Gilroy Roberts and Frank Gasparo, the obverse of the coin features the profile of President Kennedy, while the reverse showcases the U.S. seal. The Kennedy half dollar was initially minted in 90% silver, but starting in 1971, it was made from a copper-nickel clad composition. What makes the 2000p Kennedy half dollar so rare? At first glance, you might think the 2000p Kennedy half dollar is like any other coin, but it is far from it. Here's where the rarity comes into play. The 2000p Kennedy half dollar was part of a special production run that included both regular circulation coins and those intended for proof sets. The regular version, which entered circulation, is not particularly rare. However, certain issues related to its production, including minting errors and its low production in certain years, have led to substantial value increases. One factor that raises its value is the error coins. Some 2000p Kennedy half dollars were mistakenly struck with flaws such as double dies or off-center strikes. These error coins are much rarer and can fetch incredible amounts of money at auctions. In some cases, these rare errors can push the value of a single coin from its face value of just 50 cents to thousands of dollars. How much is the 2000p Kennedy half dollar worth? The standard 2000p Kennedy half dollar, without any errors, generally doesn't carry much value over its face value, sitting around $1 to $2, depending on its condition. However, this is where things get exciting. If you come across a high-grade version or one with an error, such as the famous double die or proof-like coins, then the value can skyrocket. Some well-preserved examples of these error coins have been known to be worth anywhere from $100 to $1,000, with exceptional pieces reaching even higher numbers at auctions. In the case of coins with significant mint errors or rarity, auction prices can soar to hundreds of thousands. Yes, you read that correctly. The 2000p Kennedy half dollars error varieties are highly coveted by collectors, which makes it a hidden gem for anyone lucky enough to find one. The market for Kennedy half dollars, a goldmine for coin hunters. The market for Kennedy half dollars, especially those with rare errors, is growing exponentially. As more and more collectors realize the potential for massive profits, the demand for these rare coins only increases. If you're able to locate a 2000p Kennedy half dollar with an error or in mint condition, don't hesitate to get it appraised by a professional. You could be sitting on a life-changing fortune.